Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. When I first started, I really tried to figure out what I wanted to do and how we can make it different compared to all the other ones out there. And the biggest thing for me is making sure that you have a good rapport with the sellers, as well as everyone you're networking with or partnering with, but really the sellers. And one of the biggest things I see in this industry with a lot of the other wholesalers, the other flippers and things like that is information given that is not needed to be given. They outright lie to people and just completely, it's awful. I don't understand why you need to lie to make a sale. Transparency is such a huge tool in any business, especially in the real estate business. And if you're a wholesaler where you're trying to get deals done, the biggest thing is a lot of the sellers don't really understand it. And so if you don't explain it a little bit, it's going to come down and bite you. And a lot of the times I see, one of the biggest lies that I see is the wholesaler will call and say, hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so from so-and-so, and I'm interested in your property. I want to give you an offer. And again, nothing wrong with anything I just said right then, right? The conversation continues, and then the seller's like, all right, well, I'm going to buy it all cash, and this is for me. I'm adding it to my portfolio, yada, yada, yada. And you're completely lying to the person if your intentions are to wholesale this property. I understand you don't need to come out and say it right away about, hey, I'm wholesaling the property, yada, 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 and explain and give them the education of wholesaling right away. But you also don't have to lie to them. And, it's so important that you're meticulous in all of your sales pitch and try the best to make it not so salesy. Part of the House Hustlers community and a part of our training is going through that and really emphasizing on how you can still get your pitch across without lying to them. Because at the end of the day, when you guys come to that closing table, whether you're the wholesaling, you're selling, whatever, you're not done with them. It's gonna bite you in the ass at the end. And it's the worst position to be in. No one wants surprises. No one likes surprises, so don't do it. So, all right, enough said, I'm done preaching. What I'm doing now is, I thought a cool series will be, I'm gonna do maybe 10 videos over the course of a few weeks. We're gonna review the other wholesalers and we're gonna grade them. We're gonna give them a grade from 10 to 100 and we're gonna grade them on the overall sales pitch, closing, whatever the video is we see. And then the second rating is going to be hustle approved or hustle failed. And so an approved one would be someone that simply got through the entire pitch, got through the entire closing without lying. Failed is obvious. They're lying. How many times did they lie? And did they need to lie? So I'm going to kind of go over all of that. I'm going to explain, I'll stop the video and go through a few things just to explain some things to the people that, a lot of people don't know stuff. If you're watching this and you're like, oh my God, I already knew that. I apologize. I'm just trying to show people that may not know it. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Here is the first one. Thanks again. Hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. If you guys are interested in joining the House Hustlers community, just hit the link in the bio. If you have any questions, just send us an email, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye. All right, guys, here's the first one, and this is the Alex AK maybe, or the I'm not sure, Alex AK. So never seen this guy before. It says how to cold call to $15,000 real estate deal. I'm just going to stop and kind of talk about it, and we'll go from there. So let's begin.
This is Alex. How are you?
What's this about?
I'm sorry. I know you get flooded with calls about your property. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, just waiting to hear what this is about.
You actually got a call a couple of days ago from somebody on my own team. I'm one of the offer underwriters. I'm the guy that just tries to get you an offer approved for the property.
I don't recall that, but go ahead. I usually just tell these people to fuck off.
Okay, so he starts off with, I'm the offer underwriter. So my guess is that he's trying to, make the guy feel like he's really not the person buying it. That I didn't research, so I'm not sure if he is or isn't, but I don't disagree with this strategy or approach, but let's see where it goes.
Fuck off, because they're mostly phony calls.
My job is just to kind of try to get as much facts as I can and hopefully make you an offer that makes you happy.
Most people that call they can tell me everything I need to know or they need to know about the house, but nobody pays any attention to the property itself.
Just so you know, this isn't my money, so I don't care either way. If I can make you $1 million on this thing, I'm good with that.
All right, so he said it's not his money, so he couldn't carry it away. He could carry it away, but if he is wholesaling it, it's not his money. So he hasn't lied or went the wrong way yet.
I have no dog in this fight.
I have no dog in this fight. Well, again, I didn't do the research on this account, and so, and literally just started this out by saying I do the research, but I didn't think I had to on this one. At the end of the day, he does have skin in the game because his goal is to make money. So he wants to get this property at the lowest amount. So there's no need to say that. Whether he says that or not, it's not going to affect the deal. He's already come off as, I'm kind of an impartial person. I'm the mediator. I'm the middleman. Whatever happens, happens. I'm working for you kind of thing. Don't love that, but, he's not misrepresenting himself. By saying I had no skin in the game, I think he is.
I'm looking for $1 million.
Well, listen, I wouldn't mind getting you whatever I can. What my capital partners are looking to do, normally most of the...
All right, so my capital partners. First of all, what this means is he's trying to say that, pretty much his buyer pool, everyone, you're trying to get a list of buyers, right? And so that's his capital pool. I would assume he's referring to as his buyer list. So if anyone knows what he means by that, that's what it means.
Properties they buy are for fix and flip purposes, and they are looking to make a profit, just to be open and honest with you.
Well, sure.
All right, so I love that he said that, right? Hey, we're looking to buy these properties, whether it's myself or the capital partners, we're looking to make some money. So he's kind of setting them up for the fact of, listen, it's not going to be what you want, but hopefully we can find a number that works for everyone. So I actually like that he did.
Here, you're looking to possibly relocate closer to family, right?
Yeah, we're going to relocate out of state. But I'll tell you right now, I've got another guy just like you that's basically doing the same thing. He offered me $300 for it, and I told him that I'd put him on hold, and if I couldn't do any better, I'd sell it.
All right, I do. You know what? I've seen a million of these videos. I love how Alex, if I'm calling your name wrong, I apologize, is putting some captions out on the video to keep the audience and the viewers going like, I need the deal at this number. So I like the.
Now we were looking to get closer to 350, but something in between those two figures wouldn't hurt.
To be completely candid with you, I think your property on the market worth about $350. I think that is the market value of your home.
My son has a friend whose father and him are both realtors, and they buy property.
Everyone has a friend's mother's friend's dog's partner's cousin that has something to do with real estate or something.
And sell them. I just don't want to spend the time doing this crap. Yeah. Basically, I want to get out of here.
I want to ask you, right, if I can go and get an offer approved for you right now, and I know you weren't really planning on it. It's our first time talking. If I was to get you maybe a little bit more than that 300, is it something you'd consider? Is there anybody you got to talk to? I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
No, this is all me and my son.
How much time would you need to close? I'm assuming you need a place to relocate to, or do you have something?
All right, so I assume when he asked him that question, is there anything else that I need to talk to? So he's trying to set them up to make sure he's talking to the decision maker. He's trying to make sure that if he can get the number there where this gentleman will say yes, he doesn't have to also talk a wife into it, a partner, a friend, a partner, a business partner, or anything like that. So, another way of doing that is just checking the tax roll. But a lot of people don't like to do that because, it takes a little bit more time than you need to do it. And, some people say it's a waste of time. I personally don't, because I like to have all the information I can before I call someone. But I'm the rare version of that because it's really not the best way to use your time.
Well, that's the whole thing. I don't know how I can go and buy another house until I sell this one. I don't have cash to go put down on a house where we want to move.
How I normally solve it, there's a couple ways. I've done this just last week. We do about 8 to 10 properties every single month.
Okay, so again, 8 to 10 properties every single month. He very well could be. Again, I didn't fact check that. If he is, that's great numbers. I don't know why you need to add that. If it's not true, you don't need to add it. If it's true, does it help? I guess. Okay, well, I guess, it doesn't hurt or help, I think.
It was last week with another gentleman was that he was looking to relocate out of state to Texas. What we did for him, we were able to just close escrow so the money's in his account, then allow him to stay at the property for, let's say, a month or two.
Yeah, that's what would work best.
Beautiful. And so the only stipulation to protect us, and I think that's fair, that's what we do, is we have a $25,000 holdback in the escrow company, and they have authorization to release it automatically back to you the second you move out.
Okay, so what he's saying is, and again, from what I understand, he's saying is they'll purchase the property, whether it's his capital partners. I'm not sure if he's pitching himself to do it or he's wholesaling it, but at the end of the day, he must have a group of people that he finds these deals for, and he's offering the information that I'm about to tell you. I hope that it's valid. But what he's saying is, hey, listen, if you need a little bit more time, even after we close on the property and I buy the property from you, we can work a deal out where you can stay an extra week, month, however long kind of you need. But if we're going to hold $25,000 of the deal. So let's say he bought the property for $100,000. I assume they would close at escrow. He'd get $75,000, and then once the guy leaves, he'll get the additional $25,000. Love this approach. It really gives the buyer some security on making sure the person's going to leave, because who wants to deal with evictions? And it gives the seller, hey, listen, I might be able to have a little bit more time, which is going to help Alex get this deal done. I had a property in Utah that I did the same thing with. I held 50% back, but it worked very well.
Deliver the keys, just as a fair arrangement in case we never know. People go rogue. If you're okay with an arrangement like that,
well, that would work then. Yeah.
If I can ask my capital partner if they would be okay, and I'm just trying to squeeze anything I can, any dime, but sounds like you'd be okay to move forward.
Yes.
Sounds like we.
So again, keeps referring to capital partner. I prefer to just say my team, but it doesn't matter either way.
Sounds like we can solve the pickle of you being able to stay home comfortably with no pressure. That way you can grab the majority of the money, like you said, and go shop.
All right, so I love that he did this too. Like he made sure he asked questions at the beginning, which is always great. But he did get the story of why he was selling and where he's going. Where he's going is a huge thing, and Alex is smart about the fact that Alex or Alexa, I'm sorry if either way, it's having that piece of information, someone that has some intelligence, someone that knows what they're doing, can then use it to help him get the deal done, and he did. He saw that as a problem that if he fixed is going to get the guy to do the deal, and it sounds like it's going that way.
Right. So that's fine
exactly.
with us. Okay. So if I put you on a very quick silent hold, maybe a minute, that way I can call my capital partner, and let's say I came up, I got him to squeeze another $2,000 out of him just to make it a little bit more lucrative for you.
I'll tell you what, just go find out what you can do, and then come back.
Okay. He already knows he has the room. Again, I don't think you need to do that. I think you either come out and say that you're going to give him the extra $2,000 off, or you just say, hey, listen, let me get right back. I realize he doesn't want to get him off the phone, but there's no reason to say that. If you have it, you don't have to say I have to ask someone. That's that used car feel that I can't stand.
Back and call me, or I'll be on the hold here.
Thank
you. I'll be here.
It's Alex. I'm back.
Yeah, how you doing, bud?
Yeah,
It's
I was
Alex.
able to get you the 2,250 actually. So the total offer would be 302,250, where we would cover all the closing costs, just like you heard that before already many times.
No, that sounds good. I would send it to bat@att.net. Yeah, you did great for me, bud.
Glad I could make it happen for you guys, and then
All
wait
right,
for my
Alex.
call tomorrow morning. Okay. Yeah. Hey.
So again, good video. At the end of the day, it sounded like he got the deal. Just a couple things that I don't think he needed to add, but overall, great idea. And we are going to score this. We do a scoring range of from 10 to 100, and we're going to score this at for an approach and an entire close. We'll score it at like a 65, but unfortunately, you did fail. You can't, I guess you can tell people stories or lie to them, but you shouldn't. And you know what? You good-looking guy, smart. You know what? You seem smart. You know what you're doing. You didn't need it. All right. So Alex, K or Alex AK will score you at 65. Unfortunately, you failed the ethical test.